Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing, starting off with some somewhat mild conditions along the coastal areas this morning with some clouds around the region. And we'll be moving through some somewhat unsettled conditions as we move through much of the week before things dry out moving into the end of the week and into the weekend. As we take a look at the current surface analysis, we have this system over the southeast part of the country. We're going to see that become a bit more organized as it moves eastward just off the southeast coast, and seeing an area of low pressure come together and organize. We're going to see that continue tracking eastward, but we'll have some precipitation to the north of the low's center, and that could bring some rain chances or decent chance of seeing some light rain make its way up into the local area as we move through Tuesday and into Tuesday evening. And additionally, with that area of low pressure just off the southeast coast, going to see a tighter pressure gradient over the region as well. It's going to bring in some pretty windy conditions, particularly for Tuesday, and we'll continue to see breezy conditions as we move through much of the week this week. Current conditions here this morning, looking at a few clouds around 5,000 feet, broken at 18,000 and broken at 25,000. Winds are out of the north at 8 knots. Temperature is at 49 degrees and relative humidity is at 76%. Looking at the local satellite image here, we can see that cloud cover over the region and generally moving eastward. Do have some low-level clouds that are swinging in off the coast. Generally expected mostly cloudy conditions through the day today, but we could see some periods of partly cloudy conditions as we move through the afternoon time frame. We'll take a look at the European model here. We're zoomed out so we can see the broader picture. As mentioned, as we move through the day today, overall expecting mainly dry conditions, mostly to partly cloudy at times. And we'll see that system tracking eastward off to our south and becoming a bit better organized off the southeast coast. As you can see, a bulk of the precip to the north of the system, but does stay south of the local Wallops area, particularly until we get into the day on Tuesday. And still, the majority of the rainfall will stay south of Wallops, but as we move through the day Tuesday, can't rule out some scattered light rain around the area, swinging around north of the system. Probably more importantly, we'll see some fairly windy conditions as that low tracks off to our south. Looking at potentially seeing some wind gusts up to 35 to 40 miles per hour as we move through the day on Tuesday. We'll continue to see breezy conditions moving overnight Tuesday into early Wednesday, continuing with some low chances of some light rain lingering around the area through that time frame as well. And we continue to see a tight pressure gradient keeping those breezy conditions. As we move into the middle of the week, we have another area of low pressure that's going to be tracking into the region from the west. This one looks to be a bit stronger and more organized and looks to be tracking directly over the local area. We'll start to see continue to see some light rain through the first part of the day on Wednesday, and then we'll see that rain becoming likely and a bit higher chance of seeing some more moderate to heavier rain showers moving in as we get later in the day on Wednesday. Might even see some embedded thunderstorms with this as the system starts to move in late Wednesday and through the day on Thursday. And again, with that tighter pressure gradient, I'm going to see some breezy to windy conditions as well with that system. So looking at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, looking at green conditions as we move through our working hours for our Monday. Again, mostly to partly cloudy skies at times. We will see some slightly breezy conditions with those peak gusts around 21 knots. We're expecting to stay below that wind advisory criteria. We'll see clouds building in, becoming overcast as we move through the overnight time frame. Seeing a high temperature today around 61 degrees. As we move into the early morning hours, cloud cover going to keep those temperatures from bottoming out too low, so seeing a low expected around 50 degrees. We do introduce a yellow risk for those elevated winds starting to pick up for the early morning hours of Tuesday, and then increase to an orange risk as we get into the start of the day, expecting those peak gusts potentially up to 26 knots before we start our day on Tuesday, and then increasing from there. And again, we'll see those winds out of the northeast, so continue to see some onshore winds as we move through much of, if not most if not all of the week this week. We'll see those tides running normal today, but we'll have those trending above normal as we have that persistent onshore flow through the next few days. Tuesday, cloudy with that chance of some scattered light rain. Again, the bulk of the rain stays to our south. We do have some models that indicate some heavier rain or pockets of some more moderate rain moving through the area, but generally seeing scattered light rain across the area and seeing those windy conditions. Again, those gusts up to 35 to 40 miles per hour and seeing a high around 59 degrees. So orange risk for that light rain potential, and then red for those winds, as we do expect to be in a wind advisory with those breezy conditions. We'll continue with orange conditions for that wind advisory criteria, keeping a yellow chance for some light precip lingering around Tuesday night into early Wednesday. Low expected around 51 degrees. And we stay breezy and cloudy for Wednesday. Continue to see a chance of some light rain around the area. Then we have a better chance of some rain showers and a slight chance of a thunderstorm later in the day as that next system starts to move through. A milder day with a high of 62 degrees. So looking at another orange risk for precip, yellow for that slight chance of an embedded thunderstorm, and orange risk for those elevated winds. And we'll see some reduced ceilings of visibilities with that shower activity. So yellow risk for that threat as well. So that's going to conclude the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.